special place. So to get all that time, this could possibly be the last week, but my goodness, all the memories I'm filled with, it holds such a big place in my heart, for me, for my family. The way I've been treated and my family have been treated throughout all those years has just been absolutely incredible. So it's never going to be the end. I'll always be coming back in some way and watching games. I'll be bringing my kids there. So no, it's just on to the next chapter in a way. And it's even like that in baseball. Season to season, you're always on to the next chapter. So that's kind of how I'm choosing to look at it.
So I think that's important to point out too. You feel there's baseball left in you.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the one thing. I'm so excited to keep playing. I love the game. Clearly, I had a terrible year this year. I wasn't myself. And so I'm extra motivated and excited, honestly, to just take some time away. Time to myself, get locked back in, focus on the right things, and give it everything I got going forward. And, yeah, I'm 34 years old. You never know how long it's going to be, but I know I have more left in me, and I'm just excited to explore that and see what happens with that.
When you say that, what gives you the confidence that you can still be a highly effective pitcher at this level?
Yeah, just I think all the adversity and the speed bumps I went through this year, especially, to see flashes of it here at the end of the year where the stuff is still there. It's the same. When I do the right things and approach it with the right mindset, the work I put in the side, I see the results. When I'm out there and I'm not approaching it the right way for me, either mentally or physically, I don't get the results. So from that standpoint, I know I just have to lock in on the work. And when I do things the right way, I still have a chance to go out and be myself, and that's all I can ask for.
All right, this is awkward because you never like talking about yourself, but there are very few people who have ever put on the uniform that you're wearing that can say they won a championship in that uniform.
Yeah, there's nothing more. I mean, that's really where it ends. That's where the story ends. And that's, of course, we're always searching for another one. I mean, you love to win. That's what you want to do at this level too. But my goodness, to provide Cubs fans for generations with those memories from 2016, to have done it with that group, it was such a special group of guys, man. We're going to be so close for the rest of our lives. That's something you can't even dream about, something like that as a kid, to fall into that situation, to be playing for the Cubs, trying to end that drought and that curse, just being in the right place at the right time, and to have it all work out and come through. Like I said, that's what it's all about for me, to be able to walk around Chicago and hear everyone's stories as, when they talk to me, hear the fans, where they were, the memories they had. They remember every instance of where they were when it happened, what they did like the next day or something, or what their reaction was. Just hearing all of those stories, I mean, it just has to put a smile on your face, and it fills you with joy knowing that you did something so worthy of other people's, praise and happiness, that it just means the world to me.
I'm going to guess, we don't know this for certain, but I'm going to guess you're going to get at least an opportunity to make one last start at Wrigley Field in a Cubs uniform. What's that going to be like when you take the mound at the friendly confines, knowing what you know?
For sure. It's going to be very tough, I will say. It's going to be very unique. To try and stay in the right mindset, to just go out and perform. I'm going to try and take the ball and go out and be myself for my teammates, give my team a chance to win, of course. But I'm sure walking out to the bullpen, I'll have a moment there with the fans in left field. It's always super special walking out there with them, and coming off when it's all over, said and done. I'm sure I'll take an extra look here and there. But I know I got to keep telling myself to focus on the pitching and focus on the baseball. But I know when it comes to time, it's probably going to be more difficult. Easier said than done, I would say.
I can't even imagine. You've mentioned the fans a lot during this interview. You have a chance to talk to them directly now. What do you want to tell them?
Just thank you. Literally thank you for making all my dreams come true. I mean, a kid growing up in Southern California, I would watch the Cubs on WGN. I didn't grow up a Cubs fan, but they were on TV all the time. I knew all the players, and to end up at that stadium, like I said, how they treated me and my family, I can't thank them enough. The people I see out on the streets, all day in and day out, it's just thank you after thank you. There's really nothing else. They provided me with so many memories. It's the longest I've ever been at one place in my life, moving around everywhere, going to high school, college, different places. So it literally is the biggest chapter of my life. And to experience that with my family there and the way they treated me, it's just so special. And I'm so excited to just keep on coming back and visiting and seeing all of them for the rest of my life.
Embrace the moment this weekend. Kyle, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Zach.
Kyle Hendricks in his own words. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score of the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
All the Cubs talk you can handle on the Spiegel and Holmes Show. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 670 The Score. WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago on Odyssey Sports Station.
Cubs getting set to take on the Reds. Game 2 of a 3-game set. The Northwestern Wildcats return to Wrigley Field on Saturday, November 30th to host the Fighting Illini in the Wildcats Classic. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/football. Coming up, it's the Manager Show. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Nico Horner. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
When you're ready to trade up from ordinary to extraordinary and the time of your life, visit the Midwest's premier entertainment destination, Four Winds Casinos. Extraordinary food, shows, shopping, and fun at Four Winds Casinos. Visit fourwindscasinos.com and trade up from ordinary to extraordinary. Four Winds Casinos.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Cubs Reds at Wrigley Field. Time now to give you access to correct counsel. Sponsored by Access One. Best in the business. Managed IT, cybersecurity, and more. AccessOneIT.com. After years of seeing Kyle Hendricks from the visiting dugout, counsel got a first-hand look this season.
What Kyle went through this year, it definitely at moments was not fun, and he wasn't performing the way he wanted to. I think Kyle is just so good at kind of a mindset to what's next, how do I make it better, and he never gets stuck in the past, and that's it's just hard to do, and I don't think it's as easy. Even when I say it, it sounds kind of easy. It's not that easy, and that mindset is, that's why he has been great for a long time. That's why he's able to kind of turn some poor performance around to make it to finish the season, and at times deliver some really good starts, and that's what's going to keep him going forward, and keep pitching. So he's done. He's taught us all lessons, I think, and it's he has a powerful mind, in the way that he uses it to help him perform.
The baseball board next on The Score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Anything can happen anytime in any game right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Filling up on quality top-tier gas at Arco is an easy win. Another easy win? To-do lists. You can put anything on them to feel really accomplished. Wake up, check. Drink coffee, check. Drink some more coffee, check. Feel anxious because too much coffee, check. That's 4 checks. You're doing it. Just like when you fuel up at Arco. Put that on your list and check it.
Take the win with quality top-tier gas at Arco.
When I realized I was going to have to sign up for my own health insurance plan, I was ready to freak. But then I found Health Markets. At healthmarkets.com, you can see a list of plans available to you. It's straightforward and so easy. And if you need help, they have licensed insurance agents you can speak with. It's kind of awesome.
Discover the advantages of real personalized service today at healthmarkets.com. Health Markets Insurance Agency, Inc. is licensed as an insurance agency nationwide except in Massachusetts. Paid actor per trail.
Get a jump on your holiday home prep for less with Frigidaire Gallery appliances at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $8.99 or more, like the new Frigidaire Gallery induction range with over 15 cooking modes. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
For the last 7 years, other stores have been wasting your cash. But Aldi, they've had the lowest prices 7 years running.
7 years running? That's got to be some kind of record, right?
Yeah, the low prices on strip steaks, sirloin steaks, all the steaks, and all the other stuff for the most years straight record. Yeah, we deserve a medal.
Or a trophy.
Or a crown.
Oh, dude! Definitely a crown.
The lowest everyday prices 7 years running. It's an Aldi thing.
Glass gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red blood, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free? And the home of the brave.
The one and only John Vincent performing the national anthem this afternoon here at Wrigley Field. The national anthem sponsored by American Sail. Bring the fun home. Cubs hosting Cincinnati. Who are you banking on? Sponsored by Busey Bank. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. I'm banking on Kyle Hendricks, who has always pitched well against Cincinnati here at Wrigley Field. 12 games, a 5-0 record, 2.57 ERA. The pitching matchup is sponsored by Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Enjoy the laid-back experience of Ziegler Subaru of Kenosha. Hendricks on the hill for the Cubs, 4-12, a 6.28 ERA. He's coming off a loss to Washington a week ago today, 4 earned runs in 5 1/3. Rhett Lauder, a 22-year-old right-hander, 2-2 with a 1.40 ERA in 5 games. He's going for Cincinnati. First-round pick by the Reds last year out of Wake Forest, number 7 overall. Around Baseball is sponsored by Great Clips. For your next haircut, go to Great Clips. It's going to be great. The number 1 pick in the draft last year, Paul Skeens, on the mound for Pittsburgh. They're in New York taking on the Yankees. The Pirates with a 4-0 lead over the Bronx Bombers. They're in the top half of the 5th inning as Monty Grandal has gone deep for the Pirates. Meantime, the White Sox and Tigers are in a rain delay in Detroit. Here at Wrigley, it's time for baseball. Cubs, Reds, Pat, Ron. Next on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Justin Steele. Listen to every game here on Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When you buy a new house, you might say,
"Shut the front door."
Winning.
No, seriously, shut the front door. We own this house now.
But you actually need to say,
"Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there."
That's right. The local State Farm agent is there to help you choose the coverage you need.
Welcome to my crib. No one says that anymore, but I don't care.
So just remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by Health Markets. Shop for health insurance your way.
And now, Odyssey and 670 The Score bring you Chicago Cubs baseball on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Get out the tape measure, long gone. Back in the stands. That ball is gone. A game-winning home run. Can you believe it? This is what you came in for. You got the Cubs game on the score.
Chicago Cubs baseball is presented to you in part by Benjamin Moore, Benny's Beverage Depot, Hefty Trash Bags, Sigler Subaru of Kenosha, Bosch Power Tools, James Hardy Building Products, Sloan, Stella Blue Coffee, Traffic Tech, Wintrust Community Banks, your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, Granger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field, Arturo Tires, and by BetMGM, the sports book born in Vegas. Download the app today. Please gamble responsibly. And now, here's the Hall of Famer, Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer, with all the exciting play-by-play action of Chicago Cubs baseball.
Chicago Cubs baseball is on the air from Wrigley Field in Chicago. It's game 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the Chicago Cubs and the Cincinnati Reds. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with former Cub and All-Star Ron Coomer, it's Pat Hughes reporting. It is a windy and breezy day here at the friendly confines. Exciting game yesterday. The Cubs winning 1-0 in a ball game that took only an hour and 48 minutes to play. Good old-fashioned pitcher's duel as Jamison Tyone outdueled Nick Martinez. Today's starting pitchers, Kyle Hendricks, making what possibly could be his final start in a Cub uniform here at Wrigley Field. Kyle Hendricks has been one of the great pitchers in the history of the Chicago Cubs. We will talk about him throughout today's game. He's starting for the Cubs. Rhett Lauder is pitching for Cincinnati. Big crowd on hand. Again, overcast and breezy and definitely a hint of autumn in the air. There's a chance for slight rainfall during the afternoon, but nothing major. I think we'll get this one in without too much trouble. Let's go ahead and get right to the starting lineups for today's game. The lineups are sponsored by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all. Leading off for Cincinnati and playing second base is Jonathan India. Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. Tyler Stevenson catching. Spencer Steer batting fourth and left. TJ Friedel batting fifth in center field. Ty France at first base. Jake Fraley in right field. Santiago Espinal batting eighth and playing third base. And batting ninth for the Cincinnati Reds. And playing or performing as the designated hitter, Noelvi Marte. The Cubs have taken the field. Therefore, let's take a quick timeout and come back and get this ball game underway for you right after this on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Jamison Tyone. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
At Lowe's, we make it easy to finance your big purchases. Now through October 9th, get 36 fixed monthly payments at 1.99% APR on purchases of $1,999 or more with a My Lowe's Rewards credit card. Apply now, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Monthly payments are equal to 2.8638% at promo purchase rounded up to the next whole dollar. For new accounts as of 3/7/24, purchase APR is 31.99% and penalty APR is 36.99%. Subject to credit approval. See 36 months disclosure slip at customer service for details.
Here's the Cubs starting lineup today. Ian Happ leading off in left. Dansby Swanson at shortstop. Cody Bellinger to bat third in right. Seiya Suzuki is the designated hitter. Suzuki batting cleanup. The number 5 batter at first base, Michael Busch. Nico Horner at second base. Pete Crow Armstrong batting 7th in center. The third baseman is Patrick Wisdom. And batting 9th and doing the Cubs catching, Miguel Amaya. We are ready for baseball. The tall 6'3" right-hander Kyle Hendricks ready to go to work on Jonathan India. And here's the first pitch of the game. India takes a strike, and away we go. Ron, I can't help but thinking it's kind of an emotional day at Wrigley for a lot of people, yours truly included, with Kyle Hendricks making what could be his final start in a Cub uniform at Wrigley.
Yeah, definitely. Kyle, you get a standing ovation coming in from the bullpen, so very, Cub fans very aware.
India takes ball 2-1.
At the end of the day, we talked about this the last few days on the air and off the air. He's pitched some of the biggest games in franchise history, getting the team into the World Series against the Dodgers and also pitching Game 7 of the World Series that the Cubs won in 2016.
2-1 to India is off the inside. It is 3-1. Here's the note that I love about Kyle Hendricks. He has made 11 postseason starts, the most in franchise history. 7 of those have been right here at Wrigley, but that is a very important guy in the history of this franchise. Bounce to third. Wisdom has it. Low throw, dugout skillfully by Busch on the other end. Score that one 5-3, but a very nice play by Busch.
Michael back in the lineup after DHing yesterday and missing a couple days after he got hit in the tricep with that fastball a few days ago. Yeah, and left a major welt on his arm, but he is back in there today, and very nice pick on the low throw.
The left-handed batting, Ellie De La Cruz batting. Tall, slender, strong. Batter takes a strike. Game time temperature 68 degrees, sponsored by Four Seasons. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Your trusted local experts. Four Seasons. Change up, swung on and missed. 2-2. De La Cruz, very tall, 6'7". Wiry, strong, 25 home runs. Takes outside the count 1-2. As you think about Kyle facing this particular Reds team, Ron, what's on your mind?
Now, just having great command today. It's going to be emotional for him, but making sure you stay out of the middle of the strike zone for Kyle.
Check swing. Did he go? No swing.
If he can throw his fastball to either sides of the strike zone, but then his changeup really becomes an effective pitch. But he's got to have the fastball on either edge of the strike zone.
And the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Off-speed pitch got him. The umpires today, Chris Conroy calling balls and strikes. Shane Livensparger working at first. Brian Onora, the second base umpire, and Brennan Miller over at third. The announcement of the umpire, sponsored by Suits 2020 and Niles, the largest selection of wedding outfits for grooms and groomsmen. 2 outs, no score, just underway. Tyler Stevenson will take a strike. These two are no strangers. Kyle Hendricks and the Cincinnati Reds. This is his 26th career start against Cincinnati. Here's a drive to right center toward the gap. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Crow Armstrong gloves it and holds him to a single with a great play. Crow Armstrong ran about 100 feet, gloved the ball on one hop, jammed on the brakes on the warning track, and dissuaded the batter, Stevenson, from trying to stretch it into a double. Good play.
Excellent play. No chance of catching this ball. The wind blowing in from center and kind of that left center breeze coming in, and that ball sliced away from Pete Crow Armstrong. But as you said, Pat, very nice play. Keep Stevenson to a single.
Spencer Steer, the batter. Steer, Ron, kind of an underrated player. You don't hear much about him. This guy's got 92 RBIs this year.
He has had a very good year. 20 homers and 92 RBIs on a team that's, had its struggles this year. So a major run producer for the Cincinnati Reds ball club.
Reds are going to finish under 500. They are 76-84. They fired their longtime manager, David Bell, about a week ago. There is a strike. Freddie Benavides acting as the interim manager. Steer with a count of 2 balls and a strike. No score, just underway. Top of the first, 2 down. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Little cut action on that one, moving away from the right-handed batter.
Yeah, that's that circle change that he gets around the side of the ball, on the pinky side of the ball, and it has more of a slider spin to it, but it's definitely a changeup.
2-2 pitch, bounce back to the mound. Easy play. Hendricks lobs to first. Kyle always in good fielding position on his follow-through. Score that one 1-3. The Reds don't score after a half. Cincinnati nothing, and the Cubs coming up. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Get a jump on your holiday home prep for less with Frigidaire Gallery appliances at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances $8.99 or more, like the new Frigidaire Gallery induction range with over 15 cooking modes. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Cubs leadoff man is presented by Benny's Beverage Depot as Rhett Lauder delivers his first pitch down low. Lauder, long brown hair flowing out the back of his cap. Spells his name the same way Rhett Butler did in Gone with the Wind. R-H-E-T-T. 1 ball and 1 strike on Ian Happ at the leadoff man presented by Benny's Beverage Depot. Ian gets a hit. Benny's will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking. No score first inning. Rhett Lauder coming back. This ball's bounced over the mound. Going to be a tough play for De La Cruz. Gloves, throws to first. Got him. Good play by De La Cruz. As big as he is, Ron, he's 6'7". He's very agile and quick and skilled.
Very much so. He comes in. This is not an easy play for any shortstop in any era. And he comes in as big as he is. As one thing he talked about, he chews up a lot of ground with them long strides, but he gets down to field this ball. And the one thing we've known since he's been in the league and watching him all these games, great throwing arm. And that one was a very nice play and a very accurate throw to first.
Dansby Swanson, who's made that similar play thousands of times. Dansby has a chance to win another Gold Glove. I would certainly vote for him. I would vote for Nico Horner and Ian Happ as well, but I'm a little bit biased.
No, I think all three of them are going to be in consideration, no doubt. First inning is powered by Invesco QQQ. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibilities. Invesco Distributors Incorporated.
Swanson, 0-for-3 yesterday. A 1-0 win for the Cubs. Nico Horner scored the game's only run after doubling in the 5th inning. He would score on a sac fly by Miguel Amaya. Pete Crow Armstrong put down a sacrifice to move Nico over to third, but that was the extent of the scoring. And the wind blowing left to right today. A fly ball to left or left center at this point is going to get knocked down. A ball might get a little boost going to right, straight away right in particular. Dansby chops it foul toward third.
Yeah,
Again, the leadoff man brought to you by Benny's. If you can't find it at Benny's, it's probably not worth drinking.
Yeah, you probably got to hook one if you're a lefty, kind of the straight right and hook it around the foul pole kind of thing.
Rhett Lauder. Ron, I know you've done your homework as you always do, and you scout the opposing pitcher.
Yeah, he's a very young guy. This is only his 5th big league start as Dansby fouls that one off. Good fastball, 4-seamer, 2-seamer. Uses both fastballs about equal amount, and then a good slider and changeup. You know, he was the 7th pick, I believe, in the draft last year. But he likes to elevate his fastball. Good slider. He has walked a few guys here early in this, in his first 4 starts with 11 walks so far. But he's got some punch outs. He can pitch. This guy's got a good arm and a good angled fastball away from the right-handed hitter.
He steps toward the first base bag with his left leg and then rocks and fires and misses down low, and it's ball 4. You were just talking about the walks. It's a 1-out free pass for Dansby Swanson. No score. First inning, the batter is Cody Bellinger.
Pitches with a lot of movement and, and balls going to different locations, by design with the different pitches. And I think sometimes for a young guy that can make for being a little inconsistent in and out of the zone.
Left-handed batting Bellinger takes a strike. Based on balls by opposing pitchers, sponsored by North Shore Adult Diapers. That's right, reassuringly strong protection for even the heaviest control problems. Visit northshore.com. Fastball away, 1-1 on Bellinger. We've been thanking all of our great sponsors on Cubs Radio all season. And we are trying to make a note to thank as many of them as possible here during this final weekend of play. But thanks to North Shore and the adult diaper business. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled away by Bellinger, and the count 1-2. Visit northshore.com.
The adult diaper business, you say?
I think it is a business.
Yeah, it certainly is. Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's an INC somewhere in that.
You got a happy customer sits
name.
right behind me every day, too.
Did you say happy customer?
Well, he's always swinging it, so he must be happy, I'm guessing.
Here's the 1-2. Bellinger hits a high pop-up shallow left. Coming in a Steer. Steer will make the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. See, it was about mid-season that I realized it was Zach making those sound effects instead of you. So first of all, Ron, I apologize to you for accusing you of
it's okay.
Making those sounds. And I congratulate Zach for getting away with it for as long as he did.
Yeah, that's good. We'd like to thank Adam Greenberg with North Shore Adult Diapers. Thank you for being such a great sponsor and good sport all year. We've had them in our booth and very fun.
Zach's still a relatively young man, not in the market necessarily just yet for those adult diapers. Not to my knowledge. I've never really asked him. Here's a pitch inside to Seiya Suzuki. It's none of my business,
Zach, you'll get
of
used
course.
to it, the personal questions. After 11 years, I'm 100% used to it. Not a problem at all.
2 down. Here is Suzuki.
Can't share with your friends, And
Line drive, base hit, left center. Over to pick it up. Friedel around second, going to third. Swanson on a sharp single by Seiya Suzuki. Okay, men at first and third, 2 down. Let's see if Michael Busch can drive in the game's first run.
Nice swing of the bat by Seiya. This little fastball away, and he just shoots this ball back through the middle. Line drive bullet. First and third. Now the Cubs need a big 2-out hit here to drive in the first run.
Cubs wearing their home white uniforms, the white shirts and trousers, blue pinstripes all over, blue hats and helmets, sleeves. Here's the pitch to Michael Busch, taken for a strike. Cubs have blue socks and a variety of shoe colors. The Reds in their traveling grays, gray shirts and trousers. The rest is pretty much red. Red hats with black bills. Fastball sinks low and away. Red numbers on their backs. Of course, their name is the Cincinnati Reds. You wouldn't expect them to have much green, for example, in their uniform. I wouldn't. Here is a toss to first. Diving back in a Suzuki. Uniform description sponsored by Benjamin Moore. Transform your clubhouse into a Cubs house with Cubbies blue, Wrigley Field green, or marquee red. Official paint of the Chicago Cubs. Benjamin Moore. Fouled away by Busch.
94-mile-an-hour fastball up at the top of the zone. That's where Lauder likes to pitch with that heater. Speed Gun today, powered by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once.
The tall right-hander comes back. Busch takes down low, 2-2. Swanson walked with 1 away. Suzuki singled with 2 down. Runners at the corners with a 2-2 count on Michael Busch. Nice crowd on this Saturday afternoon, the next to the last day of the regular season. Great crowd, in fact. Bleachers full. Busch swings and misses. Good fastball. Maybe the best one that Lauder has cut loose in this first inning. Cubs don't score, leave a pair after 1. No score, Cubs and Reds on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's Sound of Summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
At Lowe's, we make it easy to finance your big purchases. Now through October 9th, get 36 fixed monthly payments at 1.99% APR on purchases of $1,999 or more with a My Lowe's Rewards credit card. Apply now, because Lowe's knows home improvement. Monthly payments are equal to 2.8638% at promo purchase rounded up to the next whole dollar. For new accounts as of 3/7/24, purchase APR is 31.99% and penalty APR is 36.99%, subject to credit approval. See 36 months disclosure slip at customer service for details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Top two, Cubs and Reds are scoreless. The second inning is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Remember, on Southwest, 2 bags fly free. Pat?
All right, Zach, we go to the second inning. Kyle Hendricks will zip a fastball strike in there to TJ Friedel. Here's the windup by the likable Kyle Hendricks, and the next offering low and inside. Heading out to the parking lot after the game yesterday, I ran into Kyle's parents. Very sweet people, John and Anne Marie Hendricks. Yeah. And they've always been as nice as they can possibly be. Here's a ground ball to first, fielded by Bush. Takes it to the bag, and that's out number one. And you could tell they were emotional and upset emotionally because Kyle was starting today, and it might be his last game in a Cub uniform. And I made a point to thank both of them for their friendship to me and their respect, but also for the way they raised Kyle as a human being. He's just good people. You know, putting aside his baseball skills just for the moment, Kyle Hendricks is just a solid human being.
Yeah, absolutely. Been a very, very great guy in the community, great guy in the organization. He's just done everything you'd ever ask.
France hits a fly ball to right. Bellinger is there, and that's going to be out number two.
You know, you hear so many young players talk about, oh, I sit next to Kyle in the dugout, you know, young pitchers, because you want to learn what he's got to say. You know, and you know, when you hear things like that about a guy, you know what his teammates think of him, and what, you know, he's just done everything right. He's done everything you can do to be successful and to help the organization be successful.
12 years in the organization, 34 years old. His wife Emma in attendance today. His son Luca, a toddler. Here's the pitch down low for a ball, 2-0. But it has been an absolute pleasure just to know Kyle Hendricks and to be associated with him and to watch him pitch. He's an artist on the mound. Bouncing ball to second, fielded by Horner. Runs a few steps and lobs one to first. Easy play. 1-2-3 inning for Hendricks after an inning and a half. No score. Cubs and Reds on the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Craig Counsell here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I'm a dad, so I tend to turn off a lot of lights. But with our new Velux skylights and all the natural light and fresh air I can let in right from an app on my phone, we don't have our lights on as much anymore. And fewer lights on means fewer lights to turn off. So I have tens and tens of minutes to do other things, like making sure no one's touching the thermostat. Oh, no, you didn't! Velux, the world's most loved skylight systems. Learn more at whyskylights.com.
Get a head start on holiday hosting at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $8.99 and more from Whirlpool. From prep to cleanup, make every part of holiday hosting easier with the latest innovations from Whirlpool. Because Lowe's knows appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Baseball season is heating up. Odyssey has you covered with the most entertaining coverage of your team. Stay locked in and in the know with the local voices you trust. Stream your favorite shows for free on the Odyssey app, Odyssey.com, or on your smart speaker.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
The Cubs of the Big Ten have partnered for the first ever Frozen Confines Big Ten Hockey Series at Wrigley Field, January 3rd and 4th, 2025. The Frozen Confines will feature 3 Big Ten men's hockey games plus a Western Collegiate Hockey women's game. Tickets on sale now at Cubs.com/Big Ten Hockey. Huh?
Nico Horner leads off the Cubs' second inning, takes inside from right-hander Rhett Lauder. Horner scored the game's only run yesterday, doubled, moved up on a sacrifice by Crow Armstrong, and scored on Amaya's sac fly. There is a strike, 2-1. Nico hitting a sturdy .276, had a 2-homer game in Philly the other night. First such 2-home run game in his big league career.
Double plays today turned by the Cubs. They're sponsored by Nissan. They make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself at Nissan.
Warner hits a ground ball to the hole at short, backhanded by De La Cruz. Bobbles it. And that'll be an error on the shortstop. It is amazing, the run. And this applies to Little League, Pony League, high school, minor leagues, big leagues. The faster and the more hustling of a ball player that hits the ball, the more errors you're going to see by the defense.
There's no doubt. And when you know, and I've experienced this as a third baseman, you get a guy that can really fly down the line, all of a sudden, you know you have no room for error. Catch, transfer, throw, everything's got to be perfect, and you got to do it most of the time a little out of your normal cadence. And that's the thing that happens. Your normal cadence of fielding the ball and getting rid of it is one way. And then when you got a guy that's fast and you know he's going hard, it takes you just a little bit out of that cadence, and that's where these mistakes get made.
Pete Crow Armstrong, the batter. As you developed as a big league ball player, did you find yourself really concentrating and not trying to do things too quickly? I think that's a mistake young players try to make. You have actually more time usually than you think you do.
Well, I think there comes a practice of doing certain things a certain way.
Crow Armstrong hits a fly ball to left, but it's playable for Steer. Steer will make the catch, and that's out number one. Scoreless game, second inning. The batter now is Wisdom.
So you want to be able to practice, your normal routine of feeling the ball, transfer, throw in a normal cadence. There are some guys that take you out of that cadence a little bit, and I think it's important, just like taking routine ground balls, of taking those routine plays like that, thinking of someone that runs real well, and just being able to get that play going at just a snap of a finger quicker. And so then it's not so, out of the ordinary when you're doing it in the game.
That's a good idea. So you practice making the hurry-up plays.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes.
So to your point, you don't get so fast or try to be so fast that you can't make the routine play that should be made.
Wisdom will take a strike, 1-1. Horner at first being held by France. Just the player, not the whole country. Now the 1-1 from Lauder. And set a toss to first, not in time. Wisdom.
And we'd like to thank Nissan. We just read their double play read, but I'd like to thank Nissan and so Pat for your sponsorship this season. Diego Castro and Misty Bridges with Nissan, who have been big helps for us this year, and having them be sponsors here on Cubs Radio. So thank you.
Wisdom chops one foul. Horner almost got caught out in no man's land. He was scooting. You can see where he left a little skid mark as he took his lead, as he jammed on the brakes. And the pitch on the way to Wisdom is outside for a ball. 2-2. Whenever they have just watered the field, it's easy to see those skid marks sliding or jamming on the brakes as a runner. And now the 2-2. Swung on, hit high in the air to left center. Back goes Steer near the track. He will now come in a little bit and make the catch. Again, it's going to be hard to homer to left or left center the way the wind is blowing right now. 2 down.
Yeah, that ball well struck, had the sound, but as it started climbing up, you steer all the way at the track, and then when he catches this ball eventually, it gets blown in a good 30 feet.
Here's Miguel Amaya batting. Let's keep an eye on Nico here. Although with the number 9 batter up and 2 down, he probably will not be as likely to steal as he normally might. Sometimes when the 9 hitter's up there, you want him to go ahead and have his at-bat.
Yeah.
So that if he does not make them. Now Nico running, and the throw to second base, and he is going to be safe at second. Again, the pitcher Lauder not aware of where Nico was as he started to get his jump. I'm surprised France, the first baseman, was not yelling frantically to the pitcher, hey, or something to that effect.
Yeah, they may have too, and you just don't hear it. But Nico, a good 3 hops off the bag, and Nico walking towards third base as the Reds are going to challenge this. And I think Nico believes he's out. He's walking off the field. I could not see whether or not the shortstop ended up with the tag. De La Cruz.
Yep, he did
and
get
he
him.
did. Yeah, that was India actually with the tag at second base. So I think Nico is going to be out at second. Yeah.
Yep, that's going to be out. It's going to be overturned, and the inning is going to end. We'll make sure it's a formality before we wrap up things in this second inning. And here comes the ruling. Overturned. And there's the official ruling. Cubs don't score, leave none. We go to the third. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
This is ludicrous.
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
I'm a dad, so I tend to turn off a lot of lights. But with our new Velux skylights, we don't have our lights on as much anymore. So I have tens and tens of minutes to do other things. Velux. Learn more at whyskylights.com.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large, because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Cubs and Reds scoreless as we begin the top of the third, and the third inning is sponsored by Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Pat?
All right, Zach Santiago Espinal, right-handed batting third baseman, will take a strike from Kyle Hendricks. 0-0 game. Top of inning number 3, overcast. Temperature in the high 60s. But it's dry right now, and I think we should be in good shape. They're talking about possibly some light sprinkles during the afternoon hours. Here comes the windup by Kyle Hendricks, and the 1-1 to Espinal. Popped up. This ball is playable. The second baseman, Horner, dancing, and now dancing over near the first baseline and makes the catch. That turned out to be quite a dance move by Nico.
Yeah, that was more than just the cha-cha-cha, wasn't it? He was all the way at second base and ended up in behind where Michael Busch would play. And it's one of those things where, you know, the infielders, you got to, when the ball's on your half, let's say, of the field, you got to converge on it with a few guys to make sure that if the wind starts blowing it, you know, it might go to somebody else and make it an easier play.
Marte lines one to left, caught by Ian Happ. Noel V. Marte is out number 2, and the batter, Jonathan India.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
But we do want to thank all of our great sponsors here on this final weekend for being with us all season long. Thanks to Hefty Trash Bags, Brienne Nisawander, is our contact with hefty trash bags, thanks to Brienne. 1 ball and 1 strike on Jonathan India. Now the next offering. Breaking ball just inside, and the count 3-0. Loyola Medicine, Jane Griffin and Megan Schuber. Thanks to Jane and Megan, and thanks for being with us for many, many years. Fastball is a strike now, 2-2. Bosch Power Tools, they've been with us all year long. Teresa Sabatino and the gang at Bosch, we thank all of you. Now the 2-2 from Hendricks to India. Pulled foul deep to left, out of play. Benjamin Moore, they've been a sponsor on Cubs Radio for many moons. Thanks to Jim Gasparo and Carolyn Dwan. And also Travis Wilcox. All of you from Benjamin Moore, we thank you. And the 2-2 from Kyle. A sinking fastball low. Kyle thought he had him. He started to take a step toward the third base dugout.
Yeah, that's a good pitch. Chris Conroy's got to ring him up. That pitch hits the inside corner at the knees.
Yep, sure did. And the 3-2. Pulled on the ground toward third, foul. And we'll do it again. Thanks to Old National Bank. And our contacts there, Jim Stadler and Lisa Randall. And the 3-2. India pulls another bouncer foul toward third. Well, Ron, looking around the big leagues, I see that both Detroit and Kansas City.
Yeah.
Detroit and KC both secured wild card playoff spots last night. So it'll be Baltimore, Detroit, and Kansas City, the 3 wild cards in the American League.
Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. 3-2 pitch to India is low for ball 4. But we congratulate the Detroit president of business operations. He's a former Cubs front office man by the name of Scott Harris.
Yep.
And we congratulate Scott. That's a big deal. Detroit getting their first playoff spot in about a decade. First playoff spot since 2014, exactly a decade. But they did what you always dream of, Ron. They've won 6 in a row, 10 of their last 11, and they are red hot right now. And I wouldn't take a team like that lightly if I was matched up against them in the postseason.
Not at all. They got some good young pitching, some good starting pitching, and that's, those teams are dangerous. Absolutely. Yeah, and again, congrats to Scotty. He was a great guy when he was here and well deserving of getting an opportunity to run his own organization on the baseball side, and he has done very well with it.
The 0-1 to Ellie De La Cruz. Instead of toss to first, India jumps back in. Detroit clinching the spot with a win over the White Sox, who established a modern major league record with their 121st loss of the season. We're getting back to the pitching for the Tigers. Here's a ground ball to second. This is going to end the inning. More about the men from Motown in a moment. Horner throws out De La Cruz. Reds don't score after 2.5. Cubs nothing. Reds nothing. This is The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hey, Cubs fans, it's Pete Crow Armstrong. Listen to every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
But that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
The holidays are coming, and Lowe's is here to help you get ready. Right now, get up to 40% off select home decor to put the finishing touches on every room. The savings don't stop there. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $899 or more. Because Lowe's knows holiday hosting. Valid through 10/16. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Miguel Amaya is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Listen to the Cubs game in FM quality at 104.3 HD2 FM on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network. We are WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Bottom three, Cubs and Reds scoreless. Here's Pat.
Okay, Zach, Miguel Amaya chops one foul out of play. Scoreless game, overcast, breezy. Kind of feels like the final weekend with weather like this. Lights have been turned on, having only a minimal effect right now. Amaya 1 for 2 in yesterday's series opener. Waits for the 1-1 from Rhett Lauder. Check swing, that's going to be a strike, 1-2.
Pretty good slider there, and this guy's got a good one. Tight slider, comes out, what I'm guessing for the hitter looking like fastball, and has a nice tight break away from the right-handed hitter.
A couple of more thoughts about the Detroit Tigers clinching a playoff spot last night. Here's the 1-2. Fly ball to center, routine for Friedel. The left-handed center fielder squeezes it. That's out number 1. Scoreless game, third inning, Ian Happ coming up. Everyone knows about their ace, Tarek Skubal, who is quite possibly going to be the American League Cy Young Award winner this year. I would say he's a strong candidate. And he will also, with them clinching on the Friday night, undoubtedly he'll pitch game 1 of the playoffs, whomever they play. First pitch strike to Ian Happ. And they've also got a closer by the name of Jason Foley. His 28th save. And Ron, it just seems like even though a lot of teams have several bullpen guys, it seems like the better teams, the playoff teams, almost all have that one guy to get you around 30, 35 saves because it's hard to do it without that reliable guy getting the last 3 outs, particularly, I would say, on road games.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Liner down the right field line. That ball is going to fall foul.
I mean, you just don't look around the league and say teams that are really good and that you expect to do well in October go bullpen by committee. You just don't see that. That's not something that happens. The other thing, too, that I think in the psychological department of how a team thinks and, you know, what carries a lot of weight, when you lose games because you falter late in the ball game and you've been winning, and you know, and you're kind of bullpen by committee, well, it's very defeating for the whole group, and you just really start questioning, you know, are you legitimate? And I think a lot of teams have that feeling, you know. So you that bullpen guy, that late inning guy, you know, he's just vital to the organization and the winning spirit, so to speak, of a group.
That's very well put, Ron, and that's completely true. As Happ hits a ground ball, base hit into left field. A diving try by Espinal came up short. It's a 1-out single for Ian Happ, bouncing it through the opposite side. Scoreless game, and now the batter is Dansby Swanson. I think really the way I've always thought, there are very few things that are more demoralizing for a big league baseball team than to have a lead late and you've played well all night long only to see the game slip away in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Yep.
It's just an awful feeling.
Yeah, and it happens, but, well, you certainly don't want that to be, you know, something that happens often.
Swanson hits it deep to left, down the line, curling and going foul. And you always, you know, try to bounce back. I'm sure as a player, Ron, you try to bounce back the best that you can. But many times that one loss, that devastating loss where your closer could not close the deal, it lingers with your team, and you lose 3 out of the next 4.
Yeah, it has carryover effect. There's no doubt.
Seems to.
Yep, it does.
Happ at first with 1 away. The pitch by Louder. Swanson pops it up shallow right. Coming in is Fraley, the left-handed right fielder, will make the catch. And that's going to be out number 2.
Well, you think about 2016 and the Cubs and 15 and 16, and then, at the trade deadline, the Cubs go out and get the number 1 closer in baseball at the time, Aroldis Chapman, and the instant credibility to that team that gave them, and it pushed Rondon down into the 8th spot where he was more familiar. Pedro Strop, 6th and 7th spot, and all of a sudden, you went from having a good bullpen to a lockdown bullpen, and what does that do? Pushes you right into the World Series.
And Chapman had a lot of key saves, and even though he did give up a big home run in Game 7 of the World Series, people forget he was actually the winning pitcher in that game.
Yeah. Well, and after giving up the home run, he kept the Cubs there in that, tied instead of that could have been disastrous, and the Cubs could have just lost. But he kept pitching and kept grinding away.
Cubs baseball, let's see now, whenever there's a challenge or a managerial challenge or an instant replay, they always take a second look, and a second opinion is always a good idea. Get yours at Northwestern Medicine. Thanks to Northwestern for being with us. Bellinger looks at a ball down low, 3-1. Happ at first, 2 down. Is he running with this pitch?
I would say yes. Today's one of those days where you're really trying to manufacture some runs.
And that misses outside, ball 4. Happ was not running. And now the Cubs have 2 men on with 2 down for Seiya Suzuki. We are thanking some of our sponsors. A big thank you to North Shore Adult Diapers, Adam Greenberg and the gang there. Thanks, Adam. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, John Orey. And everyone at the Chicagoland Toyota dealers.
That's a lot of thank yous you got to write out tonight, partner.
I'm doing it over the air. It's
better yet.
That's the way we like to do it. Here's a pitch outside for a ball, 1-0. But that's nice. I didn't realize you did hand write these thank you notes to all these people.
Yeah, I'll be about done in November.
It's quite the dedication. Here's a pitch down low, actually in the strike zone to Seiya. The count 1-1. But all kidding aside, we have so many great sponsors, and they mean a lot to us. And we thank them and look forward to working with them again next year and the year after, and on and on. 2 outs, 2 on. Suzuki had a single his first time. He takes outside. He might get a good pitch to hit here. He's just walked a batter, and he doesn't want to walk another one, not with a left-handed batter on deck.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to go to the bases loaded. I would assume Suzuki should get a fastball here to hit.
And the 3-1. Pulled on the ground, foul toward third.
Oh, slider. One thing about Louder that I read earlier today and watched is that he has the ability to throw all his pitches in different times of the at-bat. So, he's not afraid to spin the breaking ball, as we just saw there, when he's behind an account.
Three-two pitch is outside. He's walked 2 in the inning, back-to-back. That loads the bags, and we've reached a potential turning point in this ball game with the bases loaded and 2 down. And Michael Busch coming up, and there will be a trip to the mound by the Reds pitching coach. And that is Derek Johnson. Derek Johnson, he's been a pitching coach with them for quite some time.
Yeah, long time big league pitching coach. That last pitch, that was one of those fastballs that, I'm sure Derek Johnson's going out there saying, okay, you got great stuff today. The wind's blowing in Wrigley Field. Let's go on the attack. You can't, you don't want to walk guys and give them a rally by them not even putting the ball in play. And that's kind of what he's done. See if Michael Busch can cash in with a big 2-out hit.
Busch struck out his first time. Louder already up to 62 pitches. Here's the pitch to Busch. Hit foul out of play. Michael, nothing for 4 in this series. Hitting 249. He'd like to get up above 250 before the season ends. And the next pitch, lifted in the air, shallow left center. De La Cruz out, steer and steer. Makes the catch. And the Cubs do not score. We go to inning number 4. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing. On the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Ian Happ here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Lowe's knows that for pros, time is money. And that's why with the Lowe's app, we've made saving time easy. You can authorize crew members to make purchases at Lowe's stores on your behalf. They can pay quickly by scanning a QR code for a simple checkout every time. Now that's what we call saving time in store with the Lowe's app. So you have more time to get the job done because Lowe's knows pros.
The out-of-town scoreboard is fueled by Citgo Tri-Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Bottom of the 7th in the Bronx. The Pirates leading the Yankees 6-2. Paul Skeens started for Pittsburgh, went just the first 2 innings, did not allow a hit or a run, struck out 3, including Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. Jared Triolo, a 2-run shot for the Buccos. Marlins and Blue Jays are scoreless in the top of the 1st in Toronto. White Sox and Tigers being delayed by rain in Detroit. Pat?
Zach, we go to the 4th inning. Thanks to Zach Zaidman for his fine work. Tyler Stevenson looks at a ball from Kyle Hendricks just off the inside corner. 0-0 game. Boy, pitchers have really dominated the first game and the first 3 innings today. Here's a drive to center. Playable for Crow Armstrong. Drifting back near the track. Loves it. Out number 1. Hendricks has set down the leadoff batter in 4 consecutive innings. Cubs get ready for game day with Grainger. Call clickgrainger.com or stop by for the products your team needs. Grainger, official partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field.
And this 4th inning is sponsored by Wintrust, exclusive home of Cubs checking.
Swinging a miss by Spencer Steer. Met some nice people on the way into the ballpark today. Cindy Riegler and Kurt Lewandowski. Kurt's been a season ticket holder for a long time. There's a pop-up foul out of place. Cindy came right up to me and made a point. She was so nice. She said she listens to every game and enjoys laughing along with us. And she said she really, literally turns on the broadcast every day. Surprising thing is she seemed kind of normal.
What are you
she
saying?
couldn't have been nicer. And we are so happy to have people like Cindy Riegler. In fact, she gave me a little gift, and the gift, I opened it up, some cannolis, and they were a big hit. Spencer Steer strikes out. That's out number 2. But Cindy, bless your heart. Thank you for the gift. Thanks for listening. Say hi to Kurt for us, the season ticket holder. But we really do have some amazingly sweet people that listen to Cubs radio on a regular basis. Here's TJ Friedel taking low and inside for a ball. And because of that little box of cannolis, somebody wrote down a note. It says, "Holy cannoli."
That had to be a Zaidman. That box of cannolis, they started getting torn apart right away. I noticed. when they
Phenomenal.
came in.
Oh, it was so good. Thank you, Cindy.
And thank you for writing down holy cannoli, Zach.
Yeah.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Friedel. Lined up the middle, and a stop by Swanson. Throws to first to get him. What a play by Dansby. Out is the call. Are the Reds going to challenge it? I don't think so. Beautiful play by Dansby Swanson. He was on the grass in shallow center. Knocked that ball down quickly, picked it up, fired to first to get his man. Not a routine play at all. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on The Score.
Get a head start on holiday hosting at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $8.99 and more from Whirlpool. From prep to cleanup, make every part of holiday hosting easier with the latest innovations from Whirlpool. Because Lowe's knows appliances. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my run in PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza. Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
League Leaders are sponsored by the Village of New Lenox, leading the way in residential and economic development. Chris Sale of the Braves is the ERA leader, 2.38. Sale and Tarek Skubal of the Tigers are tied for the major league lead in wins, each with 18. And Skubal, the strikeout leader, 228. Meantime, Ryan Helsley, the Cardinals closer, leading the majors in saves with 49. As far as offense, we'll get that after this pitch.
Nico Horner hits one in the air to right, slicing toward foul territory, and this ball drops out of play. Go ahead, Zach.
Bobby Witt Jr. of the Royals is the leader in batting average, hitting .332. Aaron Judge, 58 home runs, 144 RBIs, both leading the majors. And Ellie De La Cruz, the Red shortstop today, the stolen base leader with 65.
Kansas City in the playoffs a year after a 106-loss season. Now that is a bounce back. There's the 1-2 to Nico Horner, low and inside for a ball.
I really think you look at both of those clubs. You look at Detroit and KC, and that's just a head shaker that both of them are going to make the playoffs. And after the years they've had last few.
Fly ball to left center. Friedel will make an easy catch, and that's out number 1. Kansas City actually lost their game last night in Atlanta, but they clinched when Minnesota lost to Baltimore. They became the first Major League team to make the playoffs after losing as many as 106 the year before. Wow. That really is a great, great turnaround. Zach just mentioned Bobby Witt. There's a swing and a foul back. I'm not sure which numbers I like the most from Bobby Witt. There's so many good ones, Ron. Here we go. 332 average, 210 hits, 32 home runs. Remember, he's a shortstop. 32 home runs, 109 RBIs, and 31 stolen bases. I can't tell you which one I like the most.
The combination of power, run production, and then stolen bases. You know, you just don't see a lot of that in our league. I mean, there's a few guys that are doing it right now, but boy, to play shortstop and do that.
And I think we'd be remiss without mentioning what a good defensive player he is also at short. Great throwing arm, great range, great hands. There's a little pop fly to second caught by India. And that's out number 2. Scoreless game, 4th inning. The batter is Patrick Wisdom. I saw a picture of the great George Brett right in the middle of that clubhouse celebration for the Kansas City Royals. He's one of the most iconic Kansas City athletes ever.
Yeah.
Any sport.
Yeah,
in fact, I can't think of anybody above him.
No, not. You know, there might be a guy that eventually turns out to be that guy, but you know, I mean, they get a quarterback that's pretty good and is winning.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's pretty good, but
that's true.
But he's not there yet. When you think of Kansas City sports over decades and decades and decades, it's George Brett. But this guy's pretty good too.
The 1-0 pitch, ground ball to second, fielded by India. He throws to first in time. Cubs go quietly. Zach Zaidman will join Ron Coomer in a moment. We go to the 5th inning. No score. Cubs and Reds on the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer are Chicago's sound of summer on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Get a jump on your holiday home prep for less with Frigidaire Gallery appliances at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $8.99 or more, like the new Frigidaire Gallery induction range with over 15 cooking modes. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you, too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
"This is ludicrous."
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Listen to every moment of Cubs baseball when you're in the Chicagoland area for free on the Odyssey app. Download the app and search 670 The Score. Ty France at the plate, the Reds' first baseman, powerful right-handed hitter. Kyle Hendricks on the hill. First pitch on the way is hit high in the air, deep left but playable for Happ, who angles toward the corner and makes the catch. One away here to begin the top half of the 5th inning. First Out, sponsored by Xfinity. Stream sports with Xfinity because it's only live once. Cubs and Reds are scoreless here in the 5th with one down, and the batter is Jake Fraley, the right fielder, left-handed batter, hitting at .273 on the year. Hendricks, hands over the head, High leg kick and pitch, and a bouncing ball foul off to the right. 0-1 the count. You got to play the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game. If you can't find it at Binny's, it's probably not worth drinking. I got Pat's guess on the way upstairs after the end of the fourth inning. Pat going with 35,353 as Fraley digs in. He's 0 for 1 today. Hendricks faces home plate. He winds up and deals. Low and outside, 1-1 the count. So, Coom, do you have a guess in the Binny's Beverage Depot attendance game?
I do.
Feel free to share.
Oh, you like it now? I notice you. Yeah.
Line drive caught by Patrick Wisdom at third on one knee, 2 away.
I will say 36,500.
36,500. I'm going to go 34,500. And we'll get the guess from our engineer today, Rich Wyatt, momentarily as Santiago Espinal digs in. And the pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. A changeup from Hendricks, 0-1. Richie, what's your guess?
37,000.
May the best man win. Good luck. Here's the 0-1. High fly ball hit to deep left. On the edge of the track, it's Happ in left center now. He makes the catch for out number 3 as the Reds go down in order in the top of the 5th. Middle 5, still scoreless. Cubs and Reds on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs Talk with Spiegel and Holmes on your ride home. Afternoons 2 to 6 on the score.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
The Northwestern Wildcats return to Wrigley Field on Saturday, November 30th to host the Fighting Illini in a Wildcats Classic. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com/football. We're in the last of the 5th here at Wrigley Field. Game 161. Cubs and Reds are scoreless. Rhett Lauder on the mound. Miguel Amaya at the plate. And Amaya taps one foul off to the left. 0-1 the count. For 50 years, the Bears called Wrigley Field home during football season. So it's always cool when a football game comes back to the friendly confines. The pitch swung on and missed. Amaya in the hole, 0-2. And that'll be the case November 30th. College football, Northwestern against Illinois here at Wrigley.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Northwestern, they're doing a rebuild on the stadium. We're building a new stadium.
Yep.
So they have Northwestern and Illinois here playing each other. Will be very, very cool here at Wrigley.
Amaya swings and taps one foul at the plate, 0-2.
I know they got Big Ten hockey coming here.
Yeah.
They got the hockey tournament that they're playing here. So a lot of activities here at the friendly confines. Postseason for the Chicago Cubs.
Here's the 0-2. Low and outside. Changeup that missed by Louder. 1-2 the count on Amaya.
Make a visit to the Illinois Northwestern football game. I think it'd be really cool to be here for that football game.
Now the 1-2. Up high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, those special events here at Wrigley, especially during the winter.
I have not seen a football game here. I've been here, for hockey and some of that, but I've not seen football here.
Amaya lines one to left for a base hit. Leadoff single for the Cubs. Here in the last of the 5th.
And now, come on, boys. Kyle out there, he needs some runs. So Amaya starts this inning off with a line drive single. Cubs need to get some offense going here in this ball game. Get Kyle a few runs. You want to see him get this W today, that's for sure.
Bottom 5, no score. Cubs and Reds. The Potawatomi Casino Hotel 5th inning. Light up your senses. Now time called by the catcher Stevenson, and he walks out to the mound to have a conversation with Louder. Ian Happ will stand in. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the right-hander Louder. Happ 1 for 2, a single and a ground out.
Stevenson really taking his time going to the mound. He took a long stroll out to the mound. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe now we know why, because the Reds are getting somebody up in the bullpen, so that was the reason. And his walk to home plate's even slower.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's why.
Right-hander Tony Santillan is warming up in the Reds bullpen as Happ stands in. Amaya at first, being held on by France.
Good size gap. Sorry, Zach. Good size gap in right center.
And the pitch is hit high in the air to left center field. It's playable for Steer, who backs up and makes the catch just short of the track for out number 1.
A lot of routine fly balls hit in this game by both clubs. Any ball hit in the air just kind of parachutes up and just hangs in the air. The outfielders are able to run underneath it to make the catch. Stevenson really the only guy. He hit a ball to right center in that first inning. That was a line drive that peeled away from Armstrong in the right center gap. And it's the only hit of the game for Cincinnati.
Dansby Swanson looks at a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Conditions very similar to yesterday here at Wrigley. Wind blowing in. At first pitch, 16-mile-per-hour wind. That pitch low, 1-1 the count now on Swanson. The pitch clock is powered by Work Zone Safety. Make sure you follow Work Zone signs. It's not a game. 1 on, 1 out for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreless game against the Reds. Louder deals. Swanson swings. A bouncing ball hit to third. Backhanded by Espinal, the second for 1. And India does not make a relay throw to first, but the lead man, Amaya, erased from the bases on the fielder's choice. Swanson at first, 2 away.
And we're coming to you live all season long from the Invesco QQQ broadcast booth. Proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Now the batter, Cody Bellinger, the number 3 hitter in today's order. Belly 0 for 1 with a walk. The pitch. A swing and a tap foul at the plate, 0-1.
And a reminder, all opponents' pitching changes, they're sponsored by Sloan, official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at sloan.com.
The next pitch by Louder will be number 88. Here it comes. Outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And you have to figure with the right-hander Santillan warming up and the right-handed hitting Seiya Suzuki on deck, that Bellinger very well may be Louder's last hitter today. Here's the 1-1. Called strike on the outside corner.
That pitch not close. That pitch off the plate. Changeup running away, well off the plate away. Might not have been down, but it was well off the plate.
Throw the first, diving back in safely, Swanson.
Those calls just really change the at-bat, like, immensely. You go from taking the pitch, thinking you're 2-1. Now you're somewhat in the driver's seat as the hitter to 1-2, and you had no chance of putting that other ball in play.
Swanson goes. The pitch low and outside. Throw to second. Not in time. Head first slide by Swanson. and a stolen base for Dansby.
Big stolen base for Dansby, and now the Cubs in a man in scoring position. Stolen base number 19 for Dansby. Got a good jump, and a little head-first dive beats the throw by half a step. All stolen bases this season have been sponsored by Turo Tire. Turo Tire making donations to keeping families covered with every stolen base.
It's now a man in scoring position. The 2-2. Bellinger hits one high and deep to right. Drifting back Fraley, and the right fielder makes the catch just short of the track as the wind knocked that one down, and Swanson is stranded at second base. After 5, still scoreless at Wrigley. Cubs and Reds on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Catch every moment of every game all season long on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I'm winning. I finally cleaned my house, so I'm breaking out my new tropical room spray.
Keep winning and create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. It's like your own personal paradise.
Ooh, hey, grab me a coconut water.
Bundling, just another way to save with a personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant is Mary Beth Von Grink from Woodstock, who will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $100 if a North Sider hits a home run this inning.
Line drive caught by Wisdom. One down. Go ahead, Zach.
Yeah, so Mary Beth Von Grink from Woodstock will win the Woodman's gift card jackpot of $100 if a North Sider hits a home run this inning. You can enter with a QR code at any Chicago area Woodman's. Good luck, Mary Beth. Today's Woodman's home run inning contestant, service and savings. That's Woodman's. Huh?
Zach, what's that last name again as Jonathan India takes a strike, 0-1?
Von Grink. Vongrink. Von Grink.
Very good, Zach. Thank you. Jonathan India waits. Carl Hendricks working on a shutout. He's allowed one hit in 5 innings. 5 1/3, actually. Jonathan India waiting. The pitch on the way. Hit in the air to left field. It's deep, but it's playable for Happ. Coming in a little bit now, and he makes the catch. Tough to hit a home run to the left of second base in these conditions, Ron.
But that ball's pretty well struck, and on some days that's going to be a home run. Like a couple balls Cubs have hit, but that ball gets out about 2/3 of the way out to left and starts slowing down, and the wind just gets a hold of that ball and just brings it right back in, way in from the track, actually.
Ellie De La Cruz, the batter. Ellie takes outside. This is vintage Kyle Hendricks today. Great to watch him pitching this well on what might very well be his final game as a Cub at Wrigley Field. You never know about these things.
I would agree to that. Yeah, you
Trying
never
to
know.
beat Cincinnati for the 10th time in his career. Here's a line drive, one hop to short, fielded by Swanson, throws him out. Some good defense behind Hendricks today. 6 shutout innings We go to the bottom of the 6th. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Justin Steele here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items and select zip codes only, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Check out Bears legendary center and score football expert Olin Kreutz talking Bears 2 times a week on The Score on Football Mondays with Mully and Haw at 7. And then Olin gets you ready for the game on Football Fridays at 4 with the Spiegel and Holmes Show on your ride home.
Those guys got to play better football. They got to get the pads down. They got to get pad under pad. They got to strain through guys. It'll be a lot more physical up front on their offensive line.
It's Olin Kreutz talking Bears on Chicago's Sports Radio 670 The Score and live on the free Odyssey app.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you, too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Seiya Suzuki is on deck. Who's on deck is sponsored by On Deck. Need a small business loan fast? Apply today at ondeck.com. Pat?
There's a saying, Ron, you like to leave your mark wherever you go. And certainly with the bag of popcorn that I've had today, I'm leaving my mark. There's a hole in the box. Not really a box, a bag.
The hole in the bag of your popcorn?
And unbeknownst to me, I've been leaving big kernels of popcorn all over the place.
I would not have noticed.
Well, I certainly have. Seiya Suzuki will lead off the bottom of this 6th inning. And the first pitch by Santillan will get his first name a bit later. Is taken inside for ball 1 to Suzuki. The next offering from Santillan.
So he's not like Prince.
And the count now 1-1. Here comes the 1-1. Suzuki pops it foul and out of play. But during the 5th inning, it was talking with Jim Obojkowicz of the Cubs marketing department. And we were having a nice chat, and I looked down, and there's like 30 kernels of popcorn on the floor. I thought, boy, what a slob. Here's a pitch, blooped into shallow center, falling in there for a base hit. Bloop single for Suzuki, leading off this 6th inning. Then I realized the slob was me.
Little broken bat single. And a little jam shot. This pitch, a fastball inside. Suzuki takes a big swing and shatters his bat, but just muscles this ball out to center field for a base knock. And boy, I'm sure the Cubs dugout would really like to score a run or two in this inning.
Bush takes down low. Kyle Hendricks, 6 shutout innings today. I know where you're going with that comment, Ron. You'd love the Cubs to get a run or two and then let him take the mound in the 7th, maybe get an out or a couple. There's a high fly ball to right, but it's playable for Fraley. The left-handed right fielder will make the catch, and that's going to be out number 2. And then you would love to see manager Craig Counsell go out in the middle of the inning and let Kyle Hendricks walk away to what will be a thunderous ovation here at Wrigley Field.
Really cool moment. Before the start of the game, Kyle got done with his pitching, his warm-ups in the bullpen and coming in from the bullpen. Him and Amaya, the pitching coach, Tommy Hotovy, the guys walking in from the bullpen. Kyle got a standing ovation.
Nico Horner batting with Suzuki at first, being held by France. Santillan's first pitch swung on and missed. Tony Santillan, by the way. Horner reached on an error and flied to center. Cubs winning yesterday 1-0. And today a scoreless game in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitchers really dominating the action. Now the set for the 0-1. Suzuki leading, not running. Horner takes down low for a ball.
Part of the lineup today, that's sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book a low fare today at southwest.com.
Most of the action later on tonight. There's a pop fly into center. Friedel is right there and makes the catch. And that's out number 2. It seems like there have been an excessive number of fly balls and pop flies, not just today, but yesterday also. Is that the way the pitchers are working hitters, Ron?
Yeah, well, they're trying to get you. They're elevating their pitches and trying to get you to drive the ball to the middle of the field, yes. And you have to do a really good job as a hitter to get above the ball and drive the ball down.
Pete Crow Armstrong batting, left-handed hitter. Bunts toward third. That's going to be a good bunt. And the throw goes to first in time. What a play by Espinal. Santiago Espinal barehanding that ball and made the throw from foul territory over near the third base line. Excellent play. Cubs don't score. It's on to inning number 7. Al Hendricks will take the mound. 0-0 game. This is the score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Hall of Famer Pat Hughes and Ron Coomer bring you all the action on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
When something happens to your kitchen, you might say,
This is ludicrous.
but that won't fix your home. That will only get you the rapper, Ludacris.
Having trouble? Don't panic. Don't be alarmed. You need to file a claim? Holla at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
That's right. You can file a claim on the app or call us.
Thanks, Mr. Chris.
No matter how ludicrous the situation, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm, Bloomington, Illinois.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza. Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Get a jump on your holiday home prep for less with Frigidaire Gallery appliances at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances $8.99 or more, like the new Frigidaire Gallery induction range with over 15 cooking modes. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Inning number 7. 0-0 game. Kyle Hendricks has allowed 1 hit through 6 innings. And his first pitch pulled on the ground wide of third. Gloved by Wisdom, moving to his left. Running throw to first in time. Stevenson bounces out. Hendricks has gotten the leadoff batter in all 7 innings, Ron, and that's always a key for a pitcher.
Yeah, he's been outstanding today. He's had great command and got a lot of routine outs, that's for sure.
First out sponsored by Xfinity. You know, you can stream sports with Xfinity. Why? Because it's only live once. Spencer Steer steps in, and he takes a strike. The only Reds hit a first inning 2-out single by Tyler Stevenson. And that's it. Hendricks walked a man. He issued a pass to Jonathan India in the third.
And that hit was a clean hit. It was a line drive into gap that Pete Armstrong cut off and held Stevenson to a single, which was actually a really good play.
Fastball is high.
We're coming to you live all season long. Invesco QQQ broadcast booth, proud ETF partner of the Chicago Cubs.
Hendricks has set down the last 11 batters in a row. Here's the 1-2. Low and outside to Spencer Steer.
I'm looking around. I don't believe the Cubs have anybody warming up in their bullpen. Kyle only at 66 pitches in the game.
The 2-2. Look out. He backs Steer away with a high inside fastball. Cubs baseball brought to you by Volvo plug-in hybrid vehicles, electric cars with a backup plan. Visit your local retailer to learn more. Volvo. The payoff pitch. Hit on the ground, foul past third. We'll do it again. But thanks to all of our great sponsors again. James Hardy Building Products, thanks to Joel Wasserman of James Hardy, and the Potawatomi Hotel Casino, Luis Olomos. Thanks to Luis. 3-2 pitch, chopped foul toward third. Thanks to Dave Musial, the Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Thank you, Dave.
Well, thanks to the Sloan business
partner, Ron, Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers. Payoff pitch to Steer. Low and outside. It's a 1-out walk. Second one issued today by Kyle. And the batter is TJ Friedel.
Thank you to the Sloan Group, the Allen brothers, Graham and Jimmy Allen and Peggy and all the people at Sloan. And they're just phenomenal people. Have been friends of ours for quite some time. Great friends of Cubs Radio.
Friedel, left-handed batter showing bunt, takes down low for a ball. And thanks to Stella Blue Coffee. Stella Blue and Barstool Big Cat, the official coffee sponsors of Cubs Radio. Not only a great sponsor, but great coffee. They provided some bags of coffee to us in our broadcast booth, and it is all gone.
Is that a hint?
Well, I guess we could use a little for tomorrow, but I think we'll be okay for one more day.
We got pods here from them also for our Keurig machine.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Friedel. Poke foul off to the left out of play. That's Stella Blue. With each purchase of Stella Blue coffee, proceeds go to Paws Chicago, helping pets in the Chicagoland area. Friedel will take a strike, 1-2. TJ Friedel spells his last name Friedl. Shouldn't there be a vowel somewhere near the D and the L toward the end?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I
Like
think
an E, possibly?
Yeah, it's looking like something's missing.
A. Now the 1-2. Pulled on the ground at first, backhanded, knocked down by Bush. He'll shovel it to Hendricks, but it's too late. Michael did a good job to get glove on the ball, but he could not hold it cleanly. It squirted away from him, and by the time he scrambled after it and tried to shovel it to Hendricks, it was too late.
Yeah, Michael gets this ball. It hits him right in the glove, but I think it hits him in the palm of the glove as he's kind of sliding to his right. Actually, it goes in his glove. He can't keep it in there, and then the ball trickles away just far enough where you can't really get Friedel. Runs extremely well. So I got to believe that's going to be a base hit. And now first and second and only one out. Tommy Hotovy will go to the mound to talk to Kyle and kind of slow things down a little. Maybe a little scouting report with France coming to the plate.
Cubs baseball brought to you in part by Circa Resort and Casino. Get ready for the time of your life. CircaLasVegas.com.
And designated hitters are sponsored by Fireplace and Chimney Authority. Visit online at their Elmhurst or Lyle showrooms.
Ottavy back to the Cubs third base dugout. First and second. This is the best scoring chance the Reds have had today. One down, men at first and second, and the batter is Ty France. Hendricks at 75 pitches. Has only allowed 2 hits. There will be activity in the Cub bullpen. Ethan Roberts starts to throw. High fly ball to left, shallow and playable for Happ. Waiting and squeezing for out number 2. And the batter is Jake Fraley.
Now, good pitch by Kyle. It's up, and France hits this ball right into the wind here at Wrigley. It starts out, I don't think, no matter what the day was, he missed this pitch. But as it starts coming down, every outfielder comes in to make the catch.
Fraley, nothing for 2. Bounced out and lined out. Takes outside. Right-hander Buck. Farmer throwing in the Reds bullpen, so perhaps we've seen the end of Rhett Lauder for the day. Back-to-back pitchers duels at Wrigley. Cubs and Reds. There's a fly ball to shallow left. Happ has a beat on it. He's got it. 7 shutout innings for Kyle Hendricks. Miguel Amaya goes over to congratulate him. Not that it's definite that he is going to leave the game just yet. But the fans give Hendricks a rousing ovation for yet another sparkling performance here today. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. No score. Cubs and Reds. This is The Score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Chicago firefighters Bill Lill, Dave Vernon, and Mike Kelly.
All right, Cubs fans. Let us hear ya! On 1, on 2, on 3. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back for its roots. Root for the Cubs. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 structure out at the old ball game. Let's get some run!
Take the Cubs with you in the Chicagoland area on the free Odyssey app. We are the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza. Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
Patrick Wisdom bounces one to a charging Ellie De La Cruz. The shortstop makes a nice pickup and flips to first in time. Wisdom is out number 1. Farmer is the new pitcher for the Reds. Pretty impressive performance by Rhett Lauder. 6 shutout innings for the rookie right-hander. And now Buck Farmer takes over. Miguel Amaya batting, takes inside near the hands. No activity in the Cub bullpen. And why should there be, right?
Yeah. I got to believe Kyle's going to go back out there. They had a little bit start last inning or to end it.
Amaya pops in a foul and playable for the catcher, and Stevenson runs over and makes the catch near the first base on deck circle. That was not a routine play. With the wind and the reverse spin on that pop foul, Stevenson made that very skillfully. 2 down. And here's a line drive by Happ down the right field line, foul and back out of play. Let's pause 10 seconds right here for station ID on the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Your headquarters for Cubs Talk is the Mullen Haw Show, mornings 5:30 to 10 on the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network, WSCR Chicago, WBMX HD2 Chicago, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Happ takes outside, the count 1-1 on Ian. Nobody has really come close to hitting a home run today in this wind. And now the 1-1 to Ian. Hit in the air to left. Pretty well hit, but it's playable. The wind knocks it down, and Steer hauls it in. We've played 7. No score, Cubs and Reds. And this is the score in the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cub fans, Nico Horner here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
I'm a dad, so I tend to turn off a lot of lights. But with our new Velux skylights and all the natural light and fresh air I can let in right from an app on my phone, we don't have our lights on as much anymore. And fewer lights on means fewer lights to turn off. So I have tens and tens of minutes to do other things, like practicing my bagpipes. Velux, the world's most loved skylight systems. Learn more at whyskylights.com.
Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. Discover the artist, the foodie, the adventurer, and the kid in you, too. Discover all of you, all in one place. World-class music and art, local food, brews, and spirits, endless bike trails, and other thrilling outdoor adventures. Discover you in Hamilton County, Indiana. It's closer than you think. Plan your getaway at visithamiltoncounty.com.
Get a head start on holiday hosting with the latest appliances at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances, like new additions to the Maytag Pets appliance line. The new front-load laundry pair and dishwasher fits any of your home's unique needs and cleans up the mess from your pets. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 10/16 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Kyle Hendricks is out to work the 8th inning, working on a 2-hit shutout. The problem is the Cubs haven't scored either. 0-0 game. Santiago Espinal will take a strike. Espinal has popped out and flied to left. Right-handed batter. Pokes it foul, 0-2. What's on your mind here, Ron?
Well, you got a couple options. You could stay away with the changeup. It looked like Espinal was looking for that changeup. You might be able to come up and in against him and see if you can come inside and maybe get a strikeout.
Ground ball to first, one hop to Bush, takes it to the bag, out number 1. There is some activity in the Cub bullpen. Tyson Miller is throwing. And Tommy Hotovy is going to go to the mound to buy a little time perhaps for Miller. All of his teammates are coming around him. And I think this might be it for Kyle Hendricks. He is getting a hug from Tommy Hotovy, and the fans now realize Kyle is going to walk away. And when he does, I'm just going to let you hear the crowd and the thunderous ovation. And here it comes. Kyle acknowledges the fans as he reaches the dugout, receiving handshakes and hugs from people in the Cubs third base dugout. One of the most popular players the Cubs have ever had, Kyle Hendricks, and who will ever forget his masterpiece in Game 6 of the National League Championship Series in 2016. And with that win over the Dodgers, the Cubs were able to win the pennant and go on and then beat the Indians in the World Series. And he is receiving sincere congratulations from all of his teammates. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say one bad thing about Kyle Hendricks, Ron.
No, you really don't. And fans here still standing.
Now he's going to come out and acknowledge the fans, and he's applauding to the fans. Takes off his cap, acknowledging the love that they have shown him. He's showing it right back to them.
Very cool moment here at Wrigley.
And what a way to go out, Ron. 7 shutout innings, 7 1/3 to be exact. Kind of vintage Kyle Hendricks that we saw here today.
Yeah, very good. I mean, it was vintage Kyle Hendricks. Great command, in and out, back and forth with speeds and being in command of the game. And a great way to finish possibly his Cubs career.
Tyson Miller is the new man on the mound. His pitch swung on and missed. Kyle, very unique among most major league pitchers these days. These days, it's become a power-oriented occupation where unless you throw 95, you have very little chance, really, of even making it to the big leagues. Swinging a base hit to left by Marte with a 1-out single, and now the batter, Jonathan India.
Well, in today's game now, in this era where, there's less and less scouts and more analytics, the analytics all talk about power pitching. And you wonder how many more guys you're going to see ever pitch in our game like Kyle Hendricks.
Probably not very many.
I would agree. Yeah.
And yet, the way he gets people out, if you're going to be as effective as he has been, I think there's going to be work for guys like that forever.
Yep. And I have to agree. I just don't know how that's going to work out for a lot of those guys. The key will be having to prove it over and over and over until there's just, your body of work just shows that you belong.
38,180 are here. The runner goes. The pitch swung out and missed. Throw to second base. Out at second base. Marte overslid the bag. Tried to scramble back. Nico Horner dove and made the tag. And he got Marte in the arm before he could reach second base. He slid beyond the bag to the center field side of second, and then tried to scramble back, and that's when Nico tagged him out.
Good job by Nico to stay with the play, right? You could go put your tag down. Nico's diving down in there. Marte comes disengaged, but Nico stayed in there and laid that tag on to get the out.
2 down, Jonathan India at the plate, fouls it away. Nico is a stealer himself, a base stealer, so he knew exactly what Marte was trying to do. And it didn't surprise him a bit that Marte avoided the initial tag and then had to retouch the bag. And Nico was wise to it, because Nico's had to do that same maneuver himself many times.
Yes. Yep.
2-2 on India. 8th inning, no score. Looks like Rich Wyatt is our winner. Rich is our great engineer. Here's a fly ball to the left down the line, playable for Happ. Happ has had a ton of chances these last couple of days. He makes the catch. No runs, no hits. and a lot of emotion in the top of this 8th inning. We go to the bottom half. Cubs nothing, Reds nothing. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
This is your home for Cubs baseball all season long. The Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Pizza just goes better with Pepsi Zero Sugar.
Pizza.
Thank you.
But don't take our word for it. In fact, don't take any words for it. Crispy and cheesy, paired with delicious and refreshing. My mouth is watering already. Ooh, too high. Yeah, we've all been there. Every bite is better with Pepsi.
The holidays are coming, and Lowe's is here to help you get ready. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $75 on select cooking appliances, $899 or more. And get even more of an interior refresh with up to 40% off select vanities and free delivery. Because Lowe's knows holiday hosting. Valid through 10/16. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com for details.
Time to check the out-of-town scoreboard. Fueled by Citgo Dry Clean Gasoline. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. One final on the board. The Pirates, a 9-4 win over the Yankees. And a reminder to vote Patrick Wisdom for the 2024 Roberto Clemente Award, presented by Capital One, recognizing players who best represent the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Vote today at MLB.com/Clemente Award. Pat?
Zach, please keep your mic on. I want you to join in on one of these commercial reads here momentarily. Dansby Swanson swings and misses. The caught stealing by a Cubs catcher. Zach, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, Pat. I've been waiting for this. Remember, the Cubs caught Noelvi Marte stealing in the top half of the frame.
I do recall that. Here's a line drive base hit down the left field line. It goes all the way to the wall. Dansby Swanson racing to second with a leadoff double. Let's see if that leads to the game's first run. A two-bagger. Zach, go ahead.
Well, before we get to that read, here's another one. Doubles by Cubs players are sponsored by Traffic Tech. Double up your business with Traffic Tech, the hardest working team in transport. And for what transpired...
Give us a little salsa, Z.
All right, I'm going to do it. Miguel Amaya really put some salsa on that one throw to throw out Noelvi Marte in the top half of the frame. Salsa King of Chicago reminds you that you can put salsa on everything. Available at Jewel Osco and Mariano's. And I saw the Salsa King yesterday after the ball game. Set to say hello.
Nicely done. I know, Ron, you've met the Salsa King yourself.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
There is a pitching change. We'll be right back. No score, Cubs and Reds, bottom of the 8th inning. This is the score on the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Anything can happen anytime in any game right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Step into the batter's box for BetMGM's Swing for the Fences free-to-play game. Pick an area of the strike zone and take your best swing. Log into your BetMGM sports account, then visit your promotions section to access the free-to-play game. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Illinois only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary depending on market and expire 24 hours from issuance. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB2 53342 in partnership with Paradise Hotel Casino.
Step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit Xfinity.com/network management.
Opponents' pitching changes, which just took place a moment ago. Justin Wilson is now in the game for the Reds. Former Cub, a left-hander. The pitching changes by the opponents, sponsored by Sloan. the official water efficiency partner of the Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. Learn more at Sloan.com. Cody Bellinger with nobody out and a man at second base. Ron, if you're Bellinger right now, what's on your mind in this situation?
Well, you've got to do, first of all, you're going to try to drive in this run. But the way you're going to drive in this run is you got to pull the baseball. You've got to get Swanson to third base when this at-bat is over. And hopefully you can drive him in. But you've got to get him to third base.
Cubs pitching changes, by the way, sponsored by James Hardy Building Products, siding with the Cubs. Okay, ready for the resumption of play. The pitch to Bellinger. Swinging a line drive, left center field. It's a base hit. Swanson around third. He's being held. The throw comes in over the cutoff man's head, and down to second goes Bellinger. Holding at third is Swanson. Second and third, nobody out. Cubs with a great scoring chance, and Seiya Suzuki coming up.
Well, immediately, Belly, he gets a pitch down in the zone, hammers this ball up over the infield. Line drive single, Freely coming in, or Friedel coming in, and airmails everybody, and the ball goes all the way to home. And Belly, good base running, was running out of the box, saw the high throw. He easily cruises in the second, and now the Cubs, after this, will have now the bases loaded and nobody out because they're going to intentionally walk Suzuki.
Suzuki takes a free pass. Kyle Hendricks with a quality start. Quality starts by the Cubs, sponsored by Benjamin Moore. See quality come to life with Benjamin Moore paints in 3,500 colors. Visit benjaminmoore.com for a location near you. Bush being called back. And a right-handed batter, Isaac Paredes, will get a chance to bat with nobody out, bags loaded. Reds will be forced to bring the infield in. If you're Paredes, what's on your mind now, Ron?
Well, the thing you got to do is you really want to pitch out over the plate. You want to stay away from swinging at that slider down and in that's either in for a ball on the inside corner that you hook, and you hook it right at the defense on the left side. You want to get something out over the plate you can drive to the middle of the field.
Infield in all the way around. Bases full of Cubs. Nobody out. Nothing game. First pitch low and inside. Almost hit him in the right kneecap. Stay tuned for the toast of the game ball player. It'll be named in the ninth inning, sponsored by Benny's Beverage Depot. And that's Ron Coomer's assignment. Now the 1-0 on the way to Isak. Hit foul off to the right, out of play. RBI opportunity for Paredes. Let's think positively. An RBI will be sponsored by Old National Bank, where relationships and results matter. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive, shallow center, base hit. 1 run is in. Everyone moves up 90 feet. Cubs lead 1-0.
Paredes does exactly what you're supposed to do. You're trying to stay away from hooking this ball, which is his natural stroke. But he stays inside this fastball in and just muscles it back through the middle. Pinch hit, base hit. Cubs take the lead. Still bases loaded, nobody out.
Paredes delivers a go-ahead run-scoring single, 1-0. And now the Cubs thinking about some insurance. Nico Horner will be due up. Freddie Benavides will make the pitching change, and the Reds will have a new man on the mound. Pitching changes by the opposition, sponsored by Sloan, the official water efficiency partner of the Chicago Cubs and leader in smart water and commercial restroom solutions. You can learn more at Sloan.com. Cubs 1, Reds nothing. Bottom of the 8th inning. Still nobody out. Bases loaded for the Cubs when we come back on The Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
If it happens in a Cubs game, it happens right here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Hi. My daughter invited her entire class to her birthday party. Can my Wi-Fi handle it?
Oh, well, at Xfinity, our latest gateways have tri-band Wi-Fi technology, letting you connect hundreds of devices at once.
No way. So if all the kids are watching stuff on their phones, well, their parents are sharing videos online.
Yep, go ahead and watch videos. They can all do their thing and party their way. No problem.
Oh, we are going to need a bigger cake.
Now through October 10th, get fast, reliable 150 megabit Xfinity internet for just $30 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract with free Wi-Fi equipment included. And ask how to get an eligible free 5G phone with Xfinity Mobile. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Xfinity, bring on the good stuff. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless bill and auto post bank account. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
Alexis Diaz, the closer for the Reds, has gotten a call from the bullpen. Cubs lead 1-0. Golden chance to get more. And the interim manager, Freddie Benavides, brings in Diaz. He's had really quite a good year saving games. We'll get some data in that regard later on. But Nico Horner facing Ron. What's on Nico's mind here?
Well, I just think same thing that, Paredes just did. You're going to, against Diaz now, the difference is you got a righty on the mound. Nico does such a good job shooting the ball the other way. Boy, if he could just dial in the right center and stay away from the ball inside, but just try to shoot the ball to right center, you either drive in one, maybe even a couple, if you can dump one in the right center.
Nico Horner, 0 for 3 as Diaz goes to work. Nico fouls it away. 0-1. Infield in all the way around. That always increases angles for the batter to get more hits. Sharp ground balls have a greater likelihood of scooting through the diamond when they're in. Now the pitch to Nico. Swing and a miss. He chased a pitch that broke outside. This guy's got good stuff.
Yeah, he does. And what happened there is Nico was looking for that breaking ball away. He saw the breaking ball away. He got into swing mode. And the only thing he forgot was make it a strike.
Diaz striking out about a man per inning. Works over on the first base side of the rubber. The pitch. Blowing outside, 1-2.
That was better. Nico, nice, quiet take on that slider.
Bellinger, the runner at third. Suzuki at second. And Paredes at first.
Safe at the plate. Sponsored by Granger. Think safety, think Granger. The Cubs can get a few more of this inning.
Nico gets jammed. Hits a ground ball to short. De La Cruz throws home in time. Pretty good play by both De La Cruz and the catcher Stevenson, catching the ball and then quickly pulling the foot away to avoid having Bellinger slide into his leg. And that's going to be out number 1, a 6-2 fielder's choice bouncer. That's why you have the infield in plays like that, Ron.
Now, excellent play by De La Cruz. I did not know for sure with Belly at third base, who runs well, if they were going to be able to get the out at the plate. He fired home through a strike and got Belly by a step.
He has really jammed Horner. Now Crow Armstrong, the batter, hits a pop fly right side foul, and it'll drift out of play. Now Pete's a young player here. What's the thinking going on as a left-handed batter, Ron?
Well, I just think you got to try to slow the game down and just think of back through the middle. Think of trying to use the other side of the field. They're going to try to get you to chase that ball down and in and hook it into the defense or swinging a ball.
The 0-1. Line drive, base hit to center field. 1 run is in. Rounding third and holding is going to be Paredes as the throw comes in. Pete Crow Armstrong delivers a solid run-scoring single. Cubs have a little breathing room, leading 2-0.
You got to like that. Pete got a pitch that he could handle out over the plate. Did not try to pull it. He hammers this ball right back through the middle and drives in the second Cubs run of the inning. When you're in situations like this where it's a pitcher's day, The last thing you want to do is look to pull and elevate the ball. The wind's blowing in. You want to stay on top of the baseball and drive the ball down on the line. And Pete, with an excellent at-bat, he got a pitch he could handle and hit it right back through the middle.
Mike Tauchman will be a pinch batter, batting for Wisdom. Craig Counsell getting a left-handed bat in there against the tough right-hander Diaz. The pitch to Mike, way outside, ball one. Paredes the runner at third. Horner at second. Pro Armstrong at first. 2-0 Cubs here in the bottom of the eighth. There's ball two outside. He definitely will get something to hit right here, I would think. And the 2-0. Outside, 3-0. Now you got to take one.
Yeah, that's the take, absolutely. You got to make Diaz throw a strike.
The 3-0 pitch on the way. He has walked in a run. The pitch missed outside, and the bases loaded walk gives the Cubs another run. It is 3-0. Tauchman never took the bat off his shoulder and picks up a ribby.
That's the easiest ribby you'll ever get, a 4-pitch walk.
Now Miguel Amaya checks in. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning. Still only one away. Bases still loaded. And 3 runs in the bank. Fastball inside. Almost hit him in the thigh.
Yeah, that pitch missed by a lot. That wasn't even close.
He's missing to the arm side. Here's the next pitch. And there's a strike. The right-hander missing off of the inside corner to the right-handed batters. And against Tauchman, he missed to the outside corner. Tauchman, a left-handed batter. Here's the 1-1. Fisted foul down the right field side, out of play. It's not a save situation. I only bring that up because that's the primary job that Diaz has had all year. A spot like this is slightly different situation. Here's a pop-up right side playable for France. And the first baseman makes the catch, and that's out number 2. 2 gone, base is still loaded, and the batter Ian Happ.
Yeah, there's a lot of times when you take the closer out of his normal spot and try to pitch him in another spot, it just doesn't work. There's something about it that they just have a hard time, always have.
I personally, Ron, think there's an adrenaline factor when you're saving a game that maybe you don't feel in other situations.
There is no doubt about it. Absolutely agree.
Here's Ian Happ hitting a high pop fly left side foul. Might be playable for Espinal. It is, and the inning is over. But it's a prosperous 8th inning for the Cubs, in which they score 3 times. We go to the 9th inning. Cubs 3, Reds nothing. On the Score and the Southwest Airlines Cubs Radio Network.
Cubs fans, Jameson Tyone here. Pat and Ron call every game here on the Chicago Cubs Radio Network.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
What's up, sandwich heads? Today on Steve-O's Sandwich Reviews, we've got the tips and tricks to the best sandwich order. And it all starts with this little guy right here. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Partial to pastrami, craving a Cubano. Yeah, sounds delicious, but boom! Add the crisp, refreshing taste of Pepsi Zero Sugar and cue the fireworks. Lunch, dinner, or late night, it'll be a sandwich worth celebrating. Trust me, your boy's eaten a lot of sandwiches in his day, and the one thing I can say with absolute fact, every bite is better with Pepsi.
Lowe's knows that for pros, time is money. And that's why with the Lowe's app, we've made saving time easy. You can authorize crew members to make purchases at Lowe's stores on your behalf. They can pay quickly by scanning a QR code for a simple checkout every time. Now that's what we call saving time in store with the Lowe's app. So you have more time to get the job done because Lowe's knows pros.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Chicago Cubs and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Chicago Cubs. Brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Pat?
Right-hander Porter Hodge trying to nail down a save. Big right-hander working on Ellie De La Cruz. And the first pitch is high and outside. Cubs with 3 tallies in the 8th inning. Trying to put back-to-back wins together in this final series of the year. Bouncer to short, fielded by Swanson from the outfield grass. Throws low, dug out by Bellinger. Bellinger on the very first play after he moved in from right field to play first base gets challenged right away. That's not unusual.
Yeah, there you go. Here, welcome to the ball game in the infield, partner.
Yeah, go get him.
Yep. Little in between hop, Belly with a beautiful glove save.
Mike
That's
Topman
why you get those gold gloves, buddy.
Right. Isak Paredes stays in the game at third. And Bellinger now at first. Tyler Stevenson, nothing, make it 1 for 3, fouls it away.
Swanson just letting Belly know you earned those gold gloves, and here you go. I'm going to help you earn this one. Here you go.
Please stay tuned for Zach's program after the ball game. The It's Not a Game Illinois.com post-game show.
Wow, what happened there? Good pitch inside corner, did not get called. Catcher hitting? Yep, he is. Huh.
Now the 1-2 to Stevenson. It's way outside for a ball. Zach will have scores from around baseball, a couple of other day games, most of the activity under the lights tonight. The It's Not a Game Illinois.com Cubs radio post-game show. The 2-2. Low to Stevenson, 3-2. Great Cub fan listening in all year. Wanted to say thanks for all the work. We say thanks to you, and that Cubs fan name, I believe, is Cooter McGonigal. So, Cooter, thank you for listening.
Oh, very nice.
COOTER. Payoff pitch to Stevenson. Swing and a foul at the plate. Catch of the game. Ron, do you have a catch of the game in mind?
Well, I'll tell you, the play Belly just made at first base was a pretty good one.
That's going to be the
That's
one.
in the 9th inning to get the lead runner.
Sponsored by Catch Des Moines. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Out number 2. Stevenson caught looking. Spencer Steer makes his way to the plate.
Excellent breaking ball by Hodge, outside corner at the knees. Stevenson could not pull the trigger.
Catch of the game sponsored by Catch Des Moines. Things aren't so hush-hush in Des Moines, where only the S's are silent. Discover the best of the Midwest at CatchDesMoines.com. I think that bottom of the 8th inning is going to constitute our best moment of the game.
Yeah.
Bounce to the hole at short, backhanded by Swanson. Long throw. He got him. No, he's ruled to be safe. The Cubs are going to challenge that one. I thought for sure they got him.
Excellent
First base
play.
umpire Shane Levensparger says safe as we watch it again. Very close play. Fred Counsell says, let's take another look. We're going to challenge that. Sensational play by Dansby Swanson.
2 outs in the 9th. You might as well check it. Excellent play. Good throw. And wow, is that close? The ball is in the glove. And the foot goes on. That is That's about as close as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Great play by Dansby to catch this ball, sliding, and now he's well out in the outfield grass, and he makes this throw. I think it could be an out at first base.
The
Dansby
Cubs think
thinks
the
so.
game is over.
Yeah.
They're starting to congratulate one another.
After review, the call is overturned. The runner is out.
Overturned, he's out. What a play by Dansby Swanson. And a beautiful way for this day to begin, to end after it began with Kyle Hendricks pitching some of the best ball that he's pitched in quite some time at Wrigley. Overall, a sweet afternoon at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, an outstanding day. Great play to end the game. Great job by Kyle Hendricks. It just, this was a special day here for the Cubs.
We are going to